All right, everybody, we are back. It is still raining. It's still windy. It is still this cold, hurricane-like conditions. You're still seeing your breath every time that you exhale, but you have found a dry spot, a little bit of refuge. What are we doing?
Hmm.
Can we do like some sort of a nature check so we can kind of see, like, is the storm passing through? Does it make sense to wait it out? Does it seem like we are close to being out of it?
I think that's
Something just to
I
try
think
to...
that would be a survival check.
Cool. Then let me do that one. That is a 10 plus 4 for a 14.
Yeah. I think that with a 14, you sort of do a little bit of kind of, okay, we're now in like slightly higher territory. I can do a little bit more looking around. I can do kind of a little bit more, just kind of a couple like basic checks that before you were kind of in a little bit more of a sunken part. So there wasn't quite as much of an ability to sort of just get a lay of your surroundings. But with that, you're able to kind of determine the storm is abating, but it will probably be a couple more hours before it like completely goes away. You are also now at a certain point where you are about to sort of enter an area without a lot of tree coverage, so the next little while might be really miserable if you are just kind of powering through. You're also sort of able to kind of determine through a couple of like signs, which is kind of like it is actually now quite late at night. You've been walking in the dark for such a while that you are not able to, that you haven't really been able to keep track of what time of day it is. But now you are finally able to kind of determine like, oh, actually no, like given how long we were out and like how long we've been in the storm, it's now quite late at night. So I think that would be sort of what you would get out of that like survival check.
All right. It might make the most sense for us just to camp out for the night, team. Just with the storm, we've got some cover here. Maybe things will pass in the morning. It's already getting pretty late. We're pretty tired. Maybe we just kind of set up camp, take a rest, and have at it again in the morning.
Okay,
think
we
that
can make a
might-
fire, toast some cheese. Someone keeps
Yeah.
watch.
Yeah.
Sounds
that-
great. Yeah.
Okay.
I think
I
we,
will-
I think we can cut to the campfire made.
Okay.
You know,
great.
like I think that we can say as a gimme that like Emma, you have at least one fire-related cantrip, don't you?
Yeah, I've got firebolt.
I
so
think that with
can
that
just-
you can gather branches and sort of spend the time drying them out that would take to make a
Yeah.
campsite. And with that, it is definitely, you know, a lot more pleasant and a lot more livable here in this little stone outcropping. Both the bronze and the gold dragon have curled up and gone to sleep right next to the fire. The silver dragon is still kind of bounding around behind you, occasionally sort of poking its head out back into the storm and then darting back inside. And before we just kind of take what in our game is a short rest, I do want to ask a question that was brought up earlier about are we christening these dragons, or are we naming these dragons? Are we giving them names beyond the gold dragon, the silver dragon, and the bronze dragon?
I would love to.
I think I'd love to. Also, I want to make sure it's a good name for my dragon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That means
Yeah.
talk to me though. Yeah. Tell me
Yeah,
more.
that's
Tell
about
me
right.
more.
I have a name in mind.
Yeah.
So inspired by, and I have the Christmas card to prove it. I have family friends that run a jewelry store in New Jersey.
Oh.
And they are Avanzato jewelers. So I guess I'll go with Avanzata since I've got a lady dragon.
Oh.
So
Very
Yeah.
nice.
But no, they're very nice. Recently I was there this was my grandma's necklace, and I got it reshaped to be a little more length appropriate. So they're good eggs. If you find yourself in central New Jersey, Avanzato Jewelers is not paying
Okay.
me to say this.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
they're a good family.
This episode of
business.
20 to Midnight is sponsored by Avanzato Jewelers.
Hey, I'll reach out. Maybe they'd be interested. Who knows?
Maybe.
As you sort of say this, you hear sort of like, you know, some stirring as the gold dragon looks up to you, and then it sort of seems to nod before curling back up to sleep.
All right. Christened Avanzata. Let's go.
Avanzata.
Helena, do you know
What are you thinking?
Well, I was thinking for my little silver dragon, I like the name Blaze, but I'm scared to see if she'll like it.
Ooh, I like that name.
I like Blaze for an ice dragon. That's really good.
Yeah. Blaze. I love it.
As you say those words, the silver dragon bounds up and down in seeming approval.
Oh. Okay.
And Cal's dragon is not hungry.
Yeah. And
Foodie, the dragon.
Full.
Chewy the dragon. Actually,
Gourmet.
that's pretty good. That's pretty good, Chewy.
It momentarily sort of, like bites on a rock and then spits it back out, just kind of like, no, not food.
Okay. Okay. In all this time that I've known you, I have a few names have popped into my head. So I'm gonna try out a couple on you, okay, buddy? All right. Gizmo.
He snorts slightly at that name.
Okay.
I am rolling for these. I'm
Okay, I love it.
Yeah. Right.
This is great. Rusty.
His head kind of goes back and forth a little bit, as if saying,
Okay, that's possible.
Let me think on it.
Charlie.
A big snort, a big derisive snort.
Okay.
That comes with it with a sudden little bit of a crack in the air and a tiny spark from its nostrils.
Oh, you got
Electric dragon.
Yeah,
we just need the grass dragon and we'll have all the starter Pokemon.
Bling.
Oh my god. Another snort as another spark
like
of electricity goes off its nose.
Hey. Sid.
Sid, like S-I-D?
Yeah, or S-Y-D. Sid.
Another sort of, experimental shake of the head, almost as if it was,
okay,
kind of
so
letting it marinate for a moment.
Okay, so what was the other one that it sort of
Rusty.
liked? Rusty. Okay. I don't know.
Do you want to try to go for an electric name now that you know it's a
Yeah.
Sparky Boy?
Yeah.
Like
Sparky Boy.
like Ohm or Jewel or I'm just thinking of all the electrical engineering words I know. Capacitor,
generator,
yeah.
Volt.
Ooh, actually, I like Volt. I'm gonna try Volt.
It nods at Volt. It seems.
Oh,
it
likes Volt?
Seems pleased with Volt.
Okay, I like Volt.
Nice.
I
All
like
right.
Volt from. I might still call you Charlie sometimes, just or Chewy.
Only when you're misbehaving.
As all pet owners know, the actual name of the animal is not what you call it most often.
Yeah.
If it's anything like my cats, he'll have like 18 different names. So. But I like Volt. I like
All right.
Volt as a.
All right, so we have Avanzada, we have Blaze, and we have Volt, the three dragons.
Love it.
Excellent. Very good.
Great.
All right, so who is taking watch? Who is keeping an eye out?
I'll keep an eye out first.
All right, great.
You two go get some rest. I can, I'll take the first watch. I'll keep my eyes out. I know I was kind of pulling my weight in the walking department, but I feel confident in my standing and looking abilities.
Great.
Thanks.
Sounds good.
Satus,
Come here, Volt.
Next.
Volt tiredly but dutifully curls up next to you.
Nice.
Satus, roll me a perception check, please.
Okie dokie. Let's do that. Okay. 11 plus 6 for a 17.
It's stormy and very windy. But beyond that, nothing approaches. There is no movement beyond trees shaking and other sort of things getting bandied about in the wind. But you see no signs of other animals and definitely no signs of intelligent beings.
No piles of dirt, yeah.
No, alas.
Good.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's the true fear.
Emma, D20, please.
Just a straight D20?
Just a straight D20, please.
13.
Emma, you have wild dreams. Or excuse me, Cal has wild dreams. Dreams of cities burning, dreams of violence, dreams of shadows that suddenly move on their own and reach out of the walls to pull people into the walls. Very, very sort of like dark, scary, surreal imagery. There's not necessarily a plot to the dream. Sometimes it doesn't even feel like Cal is there. It's almost just sort of this like very strange, unsettling, violent montage that just seems to run through your head the entire night. Until finally, a couple of hours later, you wake up. Helena, a D20, please.
With disadvantage because of exhaustion,
Nope,
right?
just a straight D20.
Okay. 17.
You sleep like a rock.
Yeah.
You have no dreams, no nothing. This is the most wonderfully comfortable little section of dirt underneath a big rock that you've ever slept under. It's great.
I'll have to ask in our little patron exclusive video for what you have to roll to get the dream where you're late to class and you didn't study for the final and you're in your underwear.
And it's the test on dragon lore, and that's the day that you didn't attend class. When you wake up, you are no longer exhausted, Helena. You have recovered sort of that level of exhaustion that you got back.
Yay.
But you do wake up, and are we going to hang around for Satus to be able to get some shut-eye?
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Excellent.
I can take the next watch, or...
I'm taking the next watch. I volunteer.
Okay, fine.
Cool. That means another D20 for you, Emma, if you go back to sleep.
I try.
Yeah, rest up.
Yeah. Ooh. 11.
More creepy shit.
Awesome.
More creepy shit.
Great. Love it. Being chased by strange zombie creatures that look like they have heads made of mushrooms, maybe.
Perhaps, but I cannot confirm or deny that.
Okay. Great.
Satus. You are exhausted. Like, you are out, like, basically the moment that your head hits the ground.
Sounds good.
And instantly, you sort of find yourself in this dream where you are in this opulent dining table with just piles upon piles of food on the table. Just a roast turkey, a ham, a whole fish, bottles and bottles of water and wine and alcohol, just gold plates, fine jewelry, just a feast laid out in front of you. And at the head of the table, opposite you, sitting in this beautiful chair, a roaring fireplace behind him, is the man that you met back at the inn in Cold River.
This guy.
Count Zillan. And he'll sort of look up and go, that explains a couple things. You're still alive, which I guess means that Gabriel is dead at this point.
Yep, made mincemeat out of him. I would love to do the same to you, good sir.
I'm afraid that you're going to be disappointed on that score. But applause for a round well played. You have defeated my good right hand and done away with him. But I think that we all got everything that we needed out of that exchange, so we can now go our separate ways.
I'm not so sure. You've put us in quite a predicament, and it feels like it's in your best interest if we go our separate ways, but it might be in our best interest if we stop what you're trying to accomplish.
I am simply allowing the world to do what it's been wanting to do for a long, long time. I'm simply letting it go back to the way that it once was. An age of creation and wonder that has been not seen in this world for many, many, many eons. I'm not doing anything beyond letting things be the way they've always were supposed to be.
Yeah, that's the stuff that supervillains always say when they're trying to justify killing a lot of people and destroying lots of lives. That, oh, it's the natural order. I don't think so. And I think to undo years and eons worth of progress just for your aesthetic feels unnecessary and honestly, like, not the way things ought to be.
Look, consider this a courtesy call, using the lingering touch that you left on my mind. You've won. You got what you wanted. Now, let me win and get what I wanted, which you've already started to do. So, simply consider this. Quit while you're ahead. Because the thing about me is that I have no need to justify killing lots and lots of people. I am exceedingly comfortable with that idea.
Well, though I am not normally comfortable with killing lots of people, I would feel so comfortable killing you, and I cannot wait to smile on your grave.
All right. Well, never let it be said that I don't try. Have fun with the rest of the dream. May it treat you well. And with that, he sort of waves a hand and starts to
These
disappear.
decorations suck and they're gaudy.
And as he waves his hand, the dream changes. And you find yourself in this dark alley. And there is this sudden, startling, growling noise behind you as you just are filled with this feeling of needing to run away from whatever is behind you, of there being something really terrible and horrible and awful behind you. Can I have a wisdom saving throw, please?
Yes, you can. I'm pretty good at those, I think.
Mushroom zombie.
7 + 3 for a 10.
Unfortunately, with like a 10, there's a part of your mind that is like, he called it a dream. This is a dream. I know that this is a dream. It's just a dream. Just a dream. Hashtag just a dream. And the rest of your mind is like, no, fuck that. This thing is very real and very dangerous and very hungry and right behind us. We need to run away right now. Which results in, when you wake up a couple of hours later, you feel even more tired than you did when you woke up. Can I have a Constitution saving throw, Mike?
Yeah. 10 + 2 for 12.
You don't take another level of exhaustion, but you don't
Sweet.
lose the level of exhaustion that you already have.
Cool.
But you are now awake, and good news, campers. Over the course of Helena's watch, the storm abated. It is now
Amazing.
early the next day with a big, bright sun over you. And although everything is still pretty, let's call it marshy, given the level of rain that fell, it is now just like a day without horrible razor wind and snow in your face as you try to walk anywhere. Excuse me, rain in your face as you try to walk anywhere.
And I made cheese toasties. Hooray!
All three
Helena,
dragons are
yes.
sitting next to you, very excited about whatever is happening with this thing that you're doing. Actually, Blaze and Avanzada are very excitedly sitting next to you while you're watching them. You gaze around and you find Volt kind of gnawing on your sword, almost as if sort of picking his teeth with it.
Sure.
Bolt.
Sense.
It's not food. That can hurt you.
Guess he's not doing any harm.
Hey. Stop it. That's your Auntie Helena's very nice sword.
Animal handling check, please, Emma.
Okay. 6. Hey, hey,
Cute.
here. I held out a piece of bread.
He quickly, drops the sword, goes and, eats the bread.
Yeah.
Turns back around and goes back to the sword.
Maybe he's trying to floss. Maybe
Yeah.
he's got some food, some cured meat stuck in his teeth.
Good dental hygiene.
Yeah.
Ready?
I'm sorry, Helena.
Jamie doesn't want a good toasty like everyone else.
That's right. Yum, Bolt, yum. These are so delicious.
Eventually, he does slowly put the sword down and gets lured towards the cheese toasties.
Yeah.
I slept so well.
Oh, good. I had terrible dreams, but
Oh,
I feel pretty rested.
I had an interesting dream. Remember that old Count Zillan fellow? The one that we met in the bar and offered us the wine that was too good to be true, and it turned out to be too good to be true.
Yeah.
Yeah, he threatened me. Basically said, "Oh, looks like you've killed Gabriel. You've got what you want. Why don't you let me get what I want?" And I basically told him to stuff it, but I wanted to double check with everyone that we're all on the stuff it plan.
Yeah, I mean, he just invaded your dream just to, say hi and say he still wants to get us.
That's a little unsettling that he can get
Yeah.
into your dreams.
Yeah, he said it was a lingering effect of what I did to him when I, kind of infiltrated his brain a bit,
right.
which,
Yeah.
so be it. It allowed me to suss him out quite early on. Now, I certainly remember his whole deal, but just in case anyone else doesn't remember his whole deal.
I think we figured out that he is the Prince Valen from my vision.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
he's
in your vision, Cal, he was definitely younger.
Right.
Yeah.
But it seems that inferring a little bit, he was someone during the Aldoran times. He grew up a little older, became a vampire, and is now the Vintner. And has been behind a lot of the dark deeds that have been happening around you.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we definitely.
But we don't know exactly what he's after. It's more of just we just know he is not to be trusted.
So,
we know that he wanted the Ryldran.
Yes, you definitely knew that. Yes.
Which he's not getting them.
Not.
Bolt.
I made sure to say nothing about them becoming dragons in case he didn't know. So I didn't say anything about that. But he did also say something about us kicking into motion what he's after. I wonder if that has to do with the countdown clock or something. But regardless, he did say that ominous little phrase that is sticking in my mind.
Yeah, we definitely need to find out more about the dragons and the clock.
Incidentally, if you do look at the Void Keeper Satus, it is basically, it's ticked down another day, but it is unchanged. It has not, the birth of the dragons did not make it go up by a lot or go down by a lot. It's just as far as the Void Keeper is concerned, everything has stayed the same. It's just another day later.
Cool. Good to know.
Cool. Great. Well, I guess I don't know. Is there anything we need to do differently?
Well, were your dreams about anyone threatening to kill us, or?
No, they were shadows coming out of the wall and pulling people into the wall. And I think there was a mushroom zombie. And
canon. That is now canon.
Yeah. That's been in Emma's dreams. So, and there was a city on fire, right?
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, so just kind of general kind of Armageddon doomsday stuff. But no specific people or anything. I can't recall any specific detail.
So for now we stick to the plan?
think we stick to the plan. We'll keep in mind to be careful of anything going on with Count Zillan, the vintner, all that stuff. But I think Cal's right. We got to figure out what's going on with the dragons and see if Maeve can help us out at all.
Yeah.
Cool beans. So we set off walking.
Making my way downtown.
You begin your journey further south. It is so much easier than the previous day.
Nice.
Oh my god. It is now what you might even say is a pleasant walk. At least for Helena and Cal. Satus, you are still a little bit out of it. You're still a little bit exhausted. As you walk, Helena, Blaze definitely, as you started to move out, kind of, sort of jumped up and down as if trying to get you to let them climb back on your shoulders.
Oh, okay, up you come. Yeah.
The dragon travels curled up around you.
Oh.
Cal, Volt is at the very head of your walking formation. He is bounding up and down. He is getting into little scraps with other animals that he encounters in the forest, especially squirrels, which he chases around. He is kind of very curious and just getting into every little thing as he is constantly sort of just going around the start of your formation.
Such a little rapscallion.
Avanzada walks directly behind you, Satus. You see that she is very observant. She seems to kind of be keeping a very keen eye on everything. But she is also definitely seems a little cautious and definitely a little sort of out of sorts. You think that perhaps that may just be a side effect from the amount of cold weather that she was exposed to yesterday. She may now kind of be a little bit more in this place of, all right, we're going to take things slow and make sure that there's nothing else that's going to hurt us as we go forward.
Okay.
Speaking of which, everybody roll me a d20 and let's see if you find anything interesting in your travels today.
10.
3.
6.
10, 3, 6, okay. Fun. All right. As you're walking, you find this mountain road that sort of snakes back down towards ground level. And in a little outcropping along the way, you find a stone formation, kind of this little shrine that someone put together. It's not very elaborate. It's little more than a couple of stones stacked on each other. Except, in the center of the stone, carved into the stone, there is this lidless eye, and then underneath it, this dagger pointing downwards. All in all, it wouldn't be too remarkable, except the outline of the eye and the dagger are very faintly glowing red, and a small stream of blood is trickling down the stone from the tip of the dagger. And the whole thing is giving off just a little bit of heat as you sort of approach it.
Actual blood.
Actual blood.
Right.
Blood from a stone.
Well, that's ominous.
Do we know what the symbols mean?
Yeah, can we do some sort of investigation, history check, something like that?
This would be a religion check.
Sure. Yeah. I'll give that one a shot. Ooh, a natural 20 plus 3.
A natural 1. Plus 5.
How we do?
17 plus nothing.
How much? Sorry, Helena?
17 plus nothing.
All right, great. All right, Cal, you think that this is just one of those things that naturally happens in the woods sometimes?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen bloodstones like that before. Totally.
Helena, no idea what this is. Could be lots of things. You would maybe guess that it is some, remote tribal symbol for something. But Satus, you know what this is. This is a shrine to the Dark Denizen, which is one of the more uncivilized gods in the setting that we are using. They are a god of hatred and lies, and they are, generally speaking, not a god that you encounter in a lot of civilized settings, because when people start to worship the Dark Denizen, it is kind of a sign of things have gotten so bad in our lives that we're now just like willing to do a deal with anyone to just change things around us. So most nations don't put up with a temple to the Dark Denizen within like a city wall, for example, which means that the people that worship the Dark Denizen tend to do it in like fairly remote and dark places. So it kind of makes sense that at some point somebody set up a shrine to them here, because this is a pretty remote location, all things considered. You're not sure what's going on with it glowing and trickling blood. That's weird and new. And that is kind of something made this thing happy, something made this thing active, something made this thing in some way more on than it's probably been, but you don't know what it is.
Okay, all right. I would say Satus relays that information to the other two about it being, dark god, scary stuff, confused by the blood aspect of it, etc.
Okay. Huh. That's unsettling.
Yeah, I've never seen it this way.
Creepy.
Yeah, should we check it out further, or should we just book it away?
I think maybe we just keep an eye out for the type of character who might worship such a god and just, keep our eyes and ears open.
Okay.
In case they're around.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Volt runs up to it, kind of sniffs it a couple times, and then makes this
Slurps
sort of
the blood,
sound,
eats
and
the
then
rock.
walks away. No, none of the dragons want anything to do with this thing.
Okay.
Volt kind of comes up to
Interesting,
it
alright.
and gives it the most thorough once over, but none of them want to check it. None of them are drawn towards it. None of them like really want much to do with it.
All right.
Oh, come here.
Volt comes there.
Cal is very proud.
The wordsmithery of Gabriel Urbina.
yeah.
Oh, good old Volt.
Oh, good old Volt. So should we just keep going?
Can we just can we do some sort of perception check just to see if there's like some sort of like dark, any sort of like trap, dark matter, anything like afoot? Can I kind of, now that I know that there might be some seedy folks around, that I kind of check it out?
You can, but just like, which one are we checking for? Like, is it kind of a like, are we checking like, has someone been here recently?
Yeah, let's check if it's recent.
All right, survival first. Like, that would be
Cool.
survival.
Yeah, because then we can know if the blood is like, they just like made a sacrifice or something. Ooh, that's a 2 + 4. Very cool. 6.
So here is like what you'll say. You kind of do a little bit of like walking around to like look at it from all angles, and then you're like, oh, let me check if there are some like other footprints. And then by the time that you do, it's like it has rained recently, so the ground is very wet, and you would be able to see footprints, but you've done so much walking around it that you're kind of a little bit like, wait, which ones are ours, which ones are other people's. You don't see any trails coming from other directions, but if someone had been walking in the direction that you came and then left that direction, you would not quite be able to figure out how to differentiate their footprints from your footprints at this point.
Got it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not sure if anyone's been here recently, but I can't tell the freshness of this particular little offering, if you will.
I mean, if it's real blood, it's like not magical, it would have had to have been since after it started raining, right?
Ooh,
Or after it stopped raining.
Deductive reasoning. So maybe we should be a little more cautious as we progress.
Yeah, but it could be, I don't know, I get the sense that that's kind of not normal. So it could be magical blood.
But I thought it was magical blood that's continuing to flow, but maybe I'm incorrect.
So, like the blood really does seem to be coming from inside the stone.
Awesome.
And, look, maybe someone got sacrificed here, and there is some mechanism by which, like, the stone could be opened and blood could be poured into it, and it would be a fountain from which it would just slowly trickle out. Like, that's possible. But the vibes that it gives are definitely much more dark magic is making the stone bleed sort of a thing.
Awesome. Cool. Great.
Mm-hmm.
How do we fight dark magic, chaps, if we had to? Just out of interest.
Well...
With light magic.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I've got...
And teamwork.
Of course. Yeah, that's the counter to dark magic. Since it is dark magic, could I do like an Arcana check to see if there is like dark magic in the surrounding area we're in?
Yeah, totally.
Cool.
I don't know if you can know exactly that just from an Arcana check, but an Arcana check might tell you something interesting.
Sure. That is a 7 + 3 for a 10.
It definitely seems like the magic, if it's there, is kind of irradiating out of the shrine, but it doesn't seem to immediately be, like, corrupting the terrain around it. The grass is not sort of, shriveling up and dying, and the plants are not wilting, the way that, for example, it was when Lorik did his kind of seance necromantic magic back in Wind's Roost.
Gotcha.
All right. Well, team, maybe we just keep our wits about us, but progress forward, on edge a little.
Okay.
All right, and so we walk on from the dark, mysterious shrine. By the end of the day, you finally made it back to flat ground, and you're now cutting across woodland on your path back to Cold River. In the course of the day, though, you don't run into anyone else that is particularly interesting. You don't see any signs of human or sentient life. You don't run into any bears or anything of the sort. Are we keeping watch tonight?
I will keep watch tonight. I think Satus should not keep watch tonight, maybe.
Yeah, but you took watch last. I can take first watch.
Okay, if you want.
Yeah. Yeah, that seems only fair.
Okay, I'll come get me when you're done.
I will.
Come on, please.
Satus is already asleep.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Just like, oh, thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Great. Satus does not have weird dreams tonight.
Let's go.
And also, Mike, if you would like to spend some of your hit dice to take like a short rest and get some health back, you can do that.
Yeah. Where do I go and to do that?
So the way to do that is...
Oh, there is a thing that's a short rest.
Yeah.
And then I have some hit die
if you
here.
hit that, you'll see how many hit dice you have.
It's
not great at keeping track of that, the system that we're using. So it would just kind of like make a note of how many you've used and just like manually roll like whichever one it is. And then do, like however many D whatevers plus whatever, and then add that back to your health, if that makes sense.
Okay. I appear to have 5 in total, and I'm only at 13 out of 38 health. So how about I'm going to use 3 of them? So it's 3d8 plus 2. So that would be a 7, a 1, so that's 8, and then a 6. So 16 plus 2 is 18. So I would heal.
I believe that is 14 plus.
Oh, did I do my math wrong?
Yeah.
That's embarrassing. You're right. So that
all good.
8 plus 6 is 14 plus 2 is 16. There we go.
Everyone knows that part of the DM's duties is to be math cop.
Yes.
No, as you should be. No, but that's cool. That puts me at 29 out of 38. Feeling pretty good.
Excellent.
Very good.
It's a good night's sleep for Mr. Satus and Kurdum. No dreams, no nothing. Just like very pleasant, black until you wake up.
Love it.
Cal, you are taking first watch. Perception, please.
Oh, jeez. 4.
Things are pretty quiet around you.
Great.
Nothing much happens.
Great. No dark god worshippers or anything.
Not that you can see.
Great. Yeah.
There's that wordsmith, right?
Yeah. Helena, I'd ask what you do when you wake up, but you don't wake up. No, I'm kidding.
No!
No dreams, no nothing. You also have a good night's rest. At a certain point, you swap out with Cal, so can I have a perception check from you, please?
13 minus 1, 12.
Everything is quiet and still around you.
Yeah. Okay.
Cal, can I roll a d20? Can you roll a d20, please?
7.
Again, you have pretty freaky dreams. And again, it's a lot of violent imagery, a lot of fire, houses burning with people inside of them, blood spilling. It's, again, still sort of abstract and weird, like you are not quite sure what your subconscious is trying to tell you, if anything. But it's not quite as visceral and as sort of overblown as it was the first night, but it's still some bad dreams.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ugh.
But again, unlike whatever the Vintner did to Satus, you do rest. It is not quite bad enough to sort of like leave you completely unrested the next day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Alrighty. But the next day arrives. You're basically 2 days away from Cold River at this point.
Okay. Shall we?
Moving on up, moving on.
We're running out of cheese, to be honest.
Yeah.
Pass a cheesemonger.
Roll me d20, everyone, to see if you run into something interesting today.
Cheese. I got a 6.
6.
Me too.
12.
I got 17.
The roads are empty and boring today, but
Nice.
uneventful. No,
Love that.
No traveling cheese merchants, but also no shrines to dark gods.
But
I'll take it, you know?
It could be worse.
Got our dragons, got each other. Still
Yeah.
What else do you need?
Maybe Satus teaches us a walking song or something.
Oh, of course.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
we do one of those like pass the time car games. Like
Yeah.
I'm going on an adventure and I'm going to bring.
bagpipe accompaniment.
Oh,
Satus, were you a camp counselor when you were?
Oh, just a little bit. There's a little, I would do some volunteering for the kids. I just love being around the youngins.
Oh, I bet you're a great teacher.
I do what I can. I'm certainly better at teaching than I am at camping, so I enjoyed the educational aspects as opposed to the roughing it aspects.
Understood.
That night, who's keeping watch?
I'll keep one of the watches if we're doing another 2-person watch situation.
Yep. Level watch. Watch it.
All right.
I always feel safe. I feel safer when Helena's watching.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Funny because I'm not very perceptive.
So
But you're so strong.
so it's Satus and Helena today?
Sure.
Who's going first?
I'll go first.
All right. Roll me a perception check, please.
All right. Let's see. What is that? +6 to whatever I get here. That is a 14 + 6 for a non-natural 20.
Oh, wow. All right, great. Everything is still and quiet around you. Cal, D20, please.
Awesome. Love it. That is a natural 20.
No weird dreams. No weird dreams. No weird dreams. No weird dreams.
You have a very pleasant dream about whatever Cal would find pleasant. That is none of my business.
Eating mushrooms.
yeah, eating mushrooms.
Mushroom pizza.
Yeah, little the cheese toasties that Helena makes, but with little mushrooms on them.
Ooh,
yeah, that sounds really good.
All right. Then we do the switch of the watch. Helena, can I have a perception check, please?
Come on, 20. Everyone else got 20. I actually got a 20. That's ridiculous.
Yes.
I did not expect that.
We are not good at walking, but we are great at camping.
Yeah.
Blaze makes some very cute snoring sounds as she sleeps. But beyond that, everything around you is very, very quiet as well.
Amazing.
All right.
I'm thirsty, but kind of running out of bread.
Yeah.
Roll me 3d20s, everyone, to see what we encounter on the road to Cold River.
I fell. 19.
12.
2.
19, 12, 2. That's okay. 1 second.
Uh-oh.
Why am I... I was like, why can I not find the book that I need? 1 second.
That's always a good sign. For folks playing at home, when he has to reference a book, then you know it's going to be extra good. It's a book
fine.
of good things.
Yeah,
a book of happy times.
I'm actually reading the wrong book.
He wants the book of extra happy times.
Yes, exactly right. 1 moment. Hold, please. I need 101. This is how you know that we haven't planned it all out ahead of time, folks, because...
it's just the proof. It's the proof.
Yeah.
Helena, did you do any sort of sports growing up as a kid?
Oh, yes, I did lots. Running, athletics, welly wagging as discussed.
Of course.
Of course.
You
were-
Instant. What
Were
about
you?
Oh, sorry, Cal.
I was gonna say, were you like a Olympic welly wanger?
I certainly played competitively, yes.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. But not internationally. I would like to.
Yeah.
Alrighty, as you turn a bend in the hill road that you are traveling on, you come upon a clearing in which there once stood a very large stone statue of a dwarf. You actually passed this statue a couple of times in your travels around this area, because you are now getting to the area that is sort of the roads around Cold River. And what is left of the statue where it was standing is basically everything from the knees down, at which point the statue cracks, and various bits of it are lying in pieces on the ground around it. And observing this are a dwarf and a half-orc with sort of big backpacks and sort of talking quietly to themselves as they sort of take in the ruins of this statue.
Satus walks up and says, "Oh, is everything okay? What happened here to the statue?"
The dwarf will sort of say, "We just got here ourselves 20 minutes ago. Couldn't really tell you what happened, but that statue's been standing here for 200 years at least, so whatever brought it down must have been something." And the orc will sort of, spit on the ground and then sort of go, "Bing!"
Yeah.
Might have been the storm, might have been something else these days. Things have been mighty strange for the past 3 or so days.
3 or so, you say?
Ever since that big storm, everything feels like it's been odder. Reports of monsters coming out of the forests and the oceans. Odd weathers all up and down the coast. Very strange tidings.
Very strange. Meanwhile, Cal is like tucking Volt into I think.
Yeah, this is actually a question. Like, did you guys kind of hide your dragons?
Yeah. I think she kind of wraps her tail around Volt and tucks him under her cloak.
Satus would put his bagpipes in front of his little front pouch where Avanzada is, so it just very much just looks like, this is just music, pay no attention to my lumpy stomach.
Yeah.
I'll slide Blaze down a bit with all the other bits and bobs.
Okay. For now, everyone is pretty quiet. The dwarf will sort of go, "You folks wouldn't be interested in buying some wares for the road, would you? We were planning on taking things down to Cold River, but it seems that folks down there have had a bit of a time."
What kind of wares are you offering? We might be interested, but, no promises.
We've got some doublets, some cold weather gear, bits of food, some pickaxes, anything that you need for alpine expeditions. Let's see, some cartographical tools, paper, ink, a couple of cards.
The food would certainly be of interest. We are a bit light on rations. Just, we got caught in that storm. We had to camp out a little bit. Definitely just the three of us eating a lot of food.
They sort of, thwomp, put their packs down and, lay out, like, a little blanket and start putting some food down. You've got, like, some meat. They've got a little bit of fruit. They've got some bread. They've got some cheese.
I think I back away.
Volt starts to, you sort of feel a little bit more energy and activity
Yep.
as
get
he
zapped a
starts
little
to
bit.
kind of, get more and more riled up.
Oh, Zap would have been a good name too. Anyway, so I'm just gonna move back and say, if you'll excuse me, I just need to check out something over there. And
They'll both sort of go, of course, miss. It's, as they say, a free forest road, please. But can I interest the two of you in some food?
Sure, but what would it run to just get like a, sample platter, a little bit of everything?
charcuterie, please.
The half-orc sort of, takes out a piece of parchment and a quill and sort of, goes kind of like, some sums, writes things down. He sort of goes, a little bit of everything. Call it 50 silver even.
How much silver do we have? How much is that?
You have 40 gold in the party wallet. That is 1/80th of the money that you have.
I think, yeah, we're good for it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Quite reasonable.
Excuse me.
Thing.
Five silver. Half a gold, basically.
Oh, half a gold. Yeah.
Half a gold, basically.
Sure. Yeah.
Now I need to be a math cop on myself.
Yeah.
Sure. Five silver sounds wonderful. Thank you. We'll take just a little smorgasbord.
They pack you up your smorgasbord, and your food rations are basically replenished.
Amazing.
Yay.
And
For now.
Helena, think we need anything else, or do you think we're all set with the food?
We are. We're not necessarily scaling any mountains just yet, are we?
Not that I could think of.
Certainly not before we get to Cold River.
Sure. So I think we'll head into town, but, pleasure meeting the two of you, and best of luck with whatever potentially hurt the statue. We'll keep an eye out, and hopefully everyone just ends up being okay.
They both nod at that, and they go, safe travels to you three as well. Get where you're going and get there quick. I don't think the roads are a friendly place these days.
Safe travels.
Thank you.
And
noted.
They begin to walk away. They're a couple of feet further down the road when...
No!
Avanzada, as she lets out sort of a hungry, little yelpish, impish growl.
Oh, no!
They'll stop and look over their shoulder back towards the two of you.
Stubbed my toe. Oh.
How's that performance check, Mike?
Yeah.
Oh, it would be really good. That would be a 16 plus 11 for a non-natural 27.
They both kind of nod, and they sort of go, good luck with that as well, and then just walk off.
I pull Avanzada out.
Cool. I think that is your only interesting encounter for the day.
Cool.
You end up camping in some woods that you actually recognize as being not too far away from Marwood Manor. You are kind of now somewhat within spitting distance of Cold River by the time that you stop for the night.
Is anybody living in Marwood Manor now?
You would need to kind of go like a little bit of ways away to sort of like get there to check, but like you could do that in the morning if you would like to.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that could be a good place to have a home base where we could keep some dragon secret.
Ah, interesting.
Stay there. They seem quite chaotic.
They probably, well, I don't think we could leave them there unsupervised, but.
Wait, isn't our ghost butler friend still there?
Oh, yeah.
Can the ghost butler watch the dragons while we go to Cold River?
Maybe.
We could try.
I like it.
Maeve to see the dragons.
Yeah, does Maeve need to physically see them?
I don't know.
I don't know that she would need to see. I don't know that she would need to see them. I feel like if we describe dragons enough, she could, And if anything, it would reduce the risk of her. I don't think she wants to take them, but if they're safe. But I also don't want to depart from our dragons.
I know. I love our dragons.
I would be crushed if something happened to our little friends.
I know. Well, yeah. Maybe we'll just keep them.
Sure. This could be a future if we really need to put the dragons somewhere. We can investigate Morwood Manor as a daycare, if you will.
Maybe.
Edwin Rice was the name of the major domo.
Thank you.
I just looked that up. Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
The ghost butler.
All right. It's nighttime. You're stopping for the night. Are we keeping watch?
Yeah.
Yes.
Who's keeping watch tonight?
I'll keep watch.
I'll do second because I think Helena's watched every single time.
Okay, you have to make the toasties.
Deal. I've got so many more ingredients now.
Yeah.
Who's going first?
I'll go first.
Cool.
Cal will go first. All right. Cal, roll me a perception check, please.
4. Not perceptive, girl.
Okay. The night is very quiet and very still around you. There is some rustling of some animals, but beyond that, you don't see anything, you don't hear anything. A couple of hours later, Satus wakes up. It's time for the gear change. Or what am I saying? It's time for the shift change.
Yeah.
And you sort of see Helena with Blaze. You see Satus. You see the place where Avanzada is curled up right next to the fire. As you go back to where you left Volt, you realize that Volt is gone.
No! No.
And we're going to take another quick break.
Oh, no!
Before we come back to deal with this. So, everybody stay tuned. We'll be right back to see what we do about this. We'll be right back.